IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy, actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with story writing. Did you know that there is a technique called in medias res? This is a technique that is used to create a gripping starting point for a story. It literally means in the middle. The storytelling technique starts right in the middle of the action, thus hooking the reader or listener into the story. The current action is where the story is full of life and vigor because it's in the present. It is far more engaging than beginning a story with "Once upon a time lived a prince," which describes the past, a past where all the drama has taken place and all the decisions have already been made. But using the in medias res way of storytelling, you can start with the current problems and situations and then actively see the hero making choices along the way. The story then can zoom out back into the past where all the drama began. The Greeks used this technique to perfection. Many of the old stories start with this storytelling technique. And the beauty of these kinds of stories is that since you already know what the current state of the hero is, you can then follow his journey to this point with the flashbacks. You can see each of the decisions that brought him here. You can see that very spot in his life where this dilemma happened or his success happened. Our lives too are created that way. We need to realize that our present is dictated by the choices we made in the past. It is a build-up of all these choices that have become who we are today. It is this mixture of the environment and how you choose to interact with what it is that has made you. It is tempting to say, "No, I had no choice." But the truth is that you always do. Many of us live in the past, either in regret or trying to relive those past glories. But the past is fixed. It is not changing. It is gone. It is dead. You cannot bring it back or revive it. But you can learn from it. And today I want to share with you this learning and realization. And as soon as you realize that your current situation, your current reality, is a combination of choices you made about 3 years ago, you can stop and realize that every choice you make now is going to affect you 3 years from now. Every choice of learning something new versus sleeping in late, of exercising or sitting on the sofa, of drinking 34 tequila shots or just 3 tequila shots. All these choices will be creating your future in some shape or form. And no matter how big or small the choice you make, these are the things that create your future. And this realization is so important. As your habit coach, I want you to have an amazing future, a rich future full of love and happiness. Today's habit is all about that. Each choice you make today onwards, make it with the future in mind. Think about how this choice is elevating you, making you better, or making you retard. 3 years hence, what will your life look like because of this choice you made now? So your simple habit to create a better, more elevated future than your present starts by recognizing that every action and thought from today has an impact a few years down the line. Create the habit of asking yourself, is this action serving me or taking me away from my potential? And just like the Greek story starting in media res, your story too is in the middle. You have so much to create yet. Focus on the choice of today.
So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website awesome180.com or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Another fun week in the books last week, and I think you guys should definitely check out some of the shows that we did. So first, let me tell you about Cock and Bull. We did 2 Cock and Bulls on Cyrus Says last week, which is, I don't think we've ever done before. But there was just so much to talk about, and it was fun. The first one was just on Thrish, myself, and Cyrus. The second one, we had Abhijit Ganguly on, and that was a great episode. Do check that out. Check out Know Your Kanun as well. It's been a while since I spoke about that show, but Amber's been doing a great job on it. This week he spoke to Naina Sharma, a Canadian lawyer, about the ways that you do business in Canada and the challenges that presents. Definitely very interesting stuff. Do check that out. The guys at Naan Curry are doing some really, really fun stuff. Do check out their latest episode. They talk about roti, the simple bread, but it's got some complications to it. Let them tell you about what they are. Do check that out. Also, do definitely check out the Wire Talks with Siddharth Bhatia. He's been killing it, man. It's just a new show, but what great conversations. This week, he had Siddharth Singh on to talk about pollution. Do check that out. And you know what, guys? The best news of all, Simplified is back. They've been back for a few weeks and I haven't called them out before, but remember that they're back and do check them out. This week, they talk about, does censorship make sense? Knowing the guys, I think I know the answer to that, but you should go check that out. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Namaskar, this is Ashish Vidyarthi. Yes, my friend, these are challenging times, but in these challenging times, we can create something extraordinary. Do take time to listen to my podcast, Begin the Journey, available on the IVM Podcast, website, app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, we have a great opportunity called life. Cheers.